Welcome to another week of Katawa Shoujo. Hopefully this week I feel a little better. I was yesterday, but today it sounds like my voice is a little bit, my nose, I guess, is a little bit congested again, but that's fine. This week, why don't I say this week? Last week, we encouraged Rin to start her art exhibit, I guess. And I guess we're going to go visit her after her week or so that she hasn't been in school. Maybe it was only one day. I don't remember, but whatever. The next day, I take the bus into the city. It goes twice an hour, starting in the morning, passing by the front gate of Yamaku at 20 minutes past 10 and 10 to the hour. That's a weird way to say, like 10:20. The ride takes considerably longer than the one Nomiya gave us in his car. I slowly read a book as the bus makes its rounds through the suburbs, pausing at almost every stop to pick someone up or let them out. Eventually, we make it to the last stop at the city center. The city is fair-sized, but not too large. It seems too quiet. Nevertheless, I enjoyed the atmosphere. Despite the slightly directionally challenged, I find my way from the by being slightly directionally challenged, I find my way from the bus station to the gallery without too much effort. Soon I find myself staring at the big letters saying 22nd corner. Inside the gallery owner is sorry, I am somewhere else. Inside, the gallery owner is intently studying a large painting hanging on the wall, a portrait of an old man. Good afternoon. She turns around to look at me, and a smile of recognition spreads on her lips. Oh, aren't you the young man from the other day, Shinichi's student? Isao, was it? That's right. Good afternoon, Mrs. Sayonji. Please, just sigh. I don't want to feel any older than I am. You know, I'm so glad that even young people show interest in art nowadays. So refreshing. So what brings you here? Surely you aren't just on a courtesy visit all the way from your school. I actually came for Rin. I was hoping I could see how she's doing. Oh, is that right? Well, then you need to step back outside. You see, the Altair is actually the next door on the right, down the street, and up the stairwell. Down the street? Right? Down the street and up the stairwell. You just climb the stairs to the top floor. There's only one door there. You can't miss it. So you have to go like up and around. That's crazy. You have to sign my thanks and exit the gallery and locate the door she was talking about. It leads to this dark stairwell which reminds me of the stairs leading to the roof of the school building. They look the same. It's just the same piece of work, just a little darker. The stairs are steep, and even though it's only 5 floors, my breathing gets heavy before I reach the top. This is really connected to the same building, but it's like not the same building. Like there's like a wall with no door in between. It seems like a weird design choice. An unassuming wooden door waits for me there. It's unlocked, so I knock and enter. The Altair, Atelier? I don't really know what I'm saying. It's really just one big room with the ceiling lower at one end of the other because the roof of the building is gabled. There's a huge skylight in the ceiling that acts as the main source of light for the room, bringing the sunlight that reflects off the white painted walls. I suppose it's good to use for natural lighting for art. What? I suppose it's good for natural light for art. There isn't much in the way of interior decoration. No surprise, since the room seems to have been used as storage for a while. All kinds of boxes and office furniture are scattered around the place. God, I don't know if you could hear me messing up the word and then fixing it halfway through. The room is dusty since it's not been in use for a while. I can see that someone has made an effort to clean it up a little, but it's far from immaculate. Oh my god, Rin in her overalls, bro. Rin stands in the middle of the room with her back to me, staring at a half-painted canvas placed on an easel. Not working on it, just staring, unmoving. She wears what must be second or third hand denim overalls over the standard school uniform shirt, much like the one I'm wearing. Isn't it like your day off? Why are you wearing it? Why, though? Doesn't he have outing clothes? We saw him in the Hanako story. Does he not just have clothes that he uses to go out? They look pretty worn and are covered in paint splatters. From the way they seem to be loose or tight in places, I'm guessing that they weren't originally Rin's. Hi. Hello. Rin doesn't judge my showing up as worthy of turning around. saying maybe something more than just a mechanical reply to my greeting, smiling, anything. She keeps on doing whatever it is she's doing, probably some weird creative thing inside her head. Perhaps I should have expected as much. Still, I make another attempt at conversation. It's a pretty cool place. Big, too. It is. So I said I can use as much as I like. I even have my own key. How does she do that? That must be really impressive to put a key in with your foot. So, how's the work going? She doesn't have an answer for a while, and I begin to wonder if she's already forgotten the question. As a cloud drifts over the building, shadowing the light pouring in from the skylight, the change in Rin's surroundings seem to wake her up. I don't know. It's like a huge ball. I don't really know which side is the right one. It's really huge. It's the hugest thing ever. Like a mountain growing inside me. Like I swallowed a mountain whole. It's going to be hard, I think. Really, very hard. I try to listen for the undercurrents of stress or uncertainty in her voice, but I don't pick up anything like that. Why are you here? Her tone is not as unkind as the directness of the question would make it seem. Well, you said it'd be fine if I came to visit, so here I am. I guess it's not for any real reason. I thought you might like company or assistance or maybe some... Is how? Can you be quiet for about 15 minutes? Maybe 10 is enough. 5 definitely is not. You can talk afterwards. Her tone is sharp. Nothing like I've ever heard from her before. There's no command, no annoyance, no anger, but her voice pierces me all the same. All right. With the silence that falls, anxiety creeps back into my heart. I wonder if it was a mistake to come here. Murmurs of traffic filter the room outside, and I start to feel more and more uncomfortable. All my thoughts keep finding themselves returning to certain things that have been swirling restlessly in the back of my mind for some time now. I feel like those thoughts will surface out of the tempestuous sea of my mind, whether I want it or not. Desperate to divert my focus, I fixate on Rin's back, and as my mind races. I don't think I've ever studied anyone's back so intently before. Her neck hidden by copper-colored hair, which is, again, in complete disarray. That relaxed yet... Sorry, this is like a commercial. That relaxed yet rigid posture, reminding me that Rin's physical appearance often tends to be as awkward as her various trains of thought. Let me try that last line again. Her neck hidden by copper-colored hair, which is in complete disarray. Those gaunt, delicate shoulder blades, visible through the thin, white fabric of her Louis Vuitton shirt. The contours of her hips curving down to her thighs. Pisses me off. What the fuck? Rarely does she ever seem to be looking at me, whether literally or figuratively. I, on the other hand, am always watching her back, both literally and figuratively. Whether she's painting, whether something catches her fluttery attention, whenever I don't forcefully make her listen to me. I can't reach through to her. So this is like the equivalent of Hisao being like, I hate that we're always quiet with Hanako. God, I just hate that she doesn't talk to me. Rin's heart is uncharted territory, dangerous waters and the blank areas on a map. The edge of the world? If I went too close, I wonder if I would fall off. What do I think of her? Sometimes she's too aloof and distant and it annoys me. And other times her passion for things she thinks worthwhile shines through and it inspires me. I can't understand her. Still, I like her and consider her my friend. I suppose part of that friendship is putting up with the oddities of people you call friends. I have to admit, there is a lot of putting up with Rin. What does she think of me? I have no idea. Last week I thought she might have liked me romantically, with the kiss and all. Forced me to ponder my own feelings too. This week I'm utterly confused. What would she do if I told her I liked her that way? I wonder if I really do. Damn, I can't make sense of my own thoughts anymore. Must be contagious. Yeah, but if I said a thing like that, would it matter? Nothing affects Rin. Nothing. I'm done. Find her turned around, now staring straight at me. It unnerves me. I try to remember what we, or rather I, were talking about before she requested a timeout. Alright, I just came to... I don't know. You still can't finish your sentences? It's not that. Fine. She retreats from the conversation, slipping away from me once again. She doesn't return to painting, but instead keeps looking at me with that empty poker face of hers. I want to talk about some stuff. I've thought about a lot of things. What things? Like what happened last week and so on. What happened? I get the feeling she's playing with me. Why, I have no clue. It is not a game she's playing with my head. I'm pretty sure she doesn't deliberately try to screw with people. Maybe it's just my own mind playing tricks on itself. Still, Rin feels like a puzzle in the form of a girl. I feel attracted to it, compelled to solve it. The overly rational part of my brain refusing to let me give up. I can't leave her alone. Never would have believed that I could be this obsessive about something. Why do I hesitate so much and keep running circles around her? I don't have to do that. I already decided what I want to say. Rin, saying her name with intention like this makes my mouth feel dry, as if my subconscious is fighting against what I'm going to say next. I feel like I'm going to lock up any moment now. Rin looks up from her paint-covered toes and stops wriggling them, as there isn't anyone to observe them curiously now. The hard stare of her dark green eyes seems like a portent. I don't know what that is. I like you. The lack of any reaction is like a slap to the face. So, I like to like you is more than a friend. Damn, he's actually doing this. This is crazy. Okay. What is more? The slow, hesitant words coming from between her strawberry-colored lips are not the ones I was waiting for. Neither of the two possible answers that I'd been expecting, actually. I feel myself blushing heavily, as in par for the course in this kind of situation. My heartbeat sounds like a percussion orchestra on drugs. Rin's faux innocence inquiry feels like I'm being grilled over hot coals. You know, like romantically and... No. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Rin turns around, giving me the cold shoulder as she returns to looking at her painting. She makes a move to pick up her brush and feels like a forgotten on the floor, but decides against it at the last moment. I can't talk about that kind of thing right now. So don't talk about that kind of thing, please. We are friends, right? So you can do that. Damn, my man just got friend zoned being like, yeah, not right now. I don't think it's because she doesn't like us. I think she wants to finish her work. Then we could talk about it. He's really picked a really bad time to confess, truthfully. The silence those words leaves behind is deafening. I want to say something, but my mouth refuses to move. There is no way I can retain my dignity. Rin finally picks up the brush without giving any explanation for her behavior. Maybe there was something in her voice that gave away some emotion, but I couldn't say what. Her shoulders slump melancholically as her foot works the canvas in front of her. She won't let me see her face, and I know it. Feeling the weight of my heart grows heavier, I stand up to leave, for I can't stay here any longer today. It's like I opened Pandora's box by stepping over some line that Rin didn't want me to cross. She had to turn me down. I walk across the squeaky floor leading down to the stairwell. Rin's quiet voice stops me as if my tracks as I'm about to open the door. Hisao. My hand on the brass doorknob is waiting for me to turn or withdraw. Yeah? Will you come tomorrow? Yeah. Okay. That's good. I like that. Yeah, it's a little cheeky. She definitely didn't want to say no, I feel. Maybe I'm in denial too. I don't know. After a night of bad sleep, I go through the day, mostly on automatic. I put on my uniform mechanically, do my schoolwork mechanically, eat my lunch mechanically, and reply to the teachers mechanically. And thus the final bell rings and I still feel as if I had just woken up. My mind feels blank and overcrowded at the same time, and I can't even begin to unravel the tangle of feelings I got myself into. I spend the bus trip downtown staring at the window, thinking about these things. As a result, by the time I climb the stairs to the atelier 4 floors above size gallery, I'm feeling completely exhausted. Expecting awkwardness, I quietly knock on the door before entering. I spot Rin at the center of a small area in the room working on a painting. She doesn't acknowledge my arrival in any way. I came, as promised. Rin snaps her head in my direction immediately. Was she waiting for me to say something? The lock of that cold green gaze of hers on me. Although I'm sure my own face can't hide my feelings, Rin's expression is as expectant and neutral as always. The clouded, slightly absent-minded darkness in her eyes is like a wall standing between me and her. It is the first awkward silence between us that is truly awkward. Yesterday, both of us said something we couldn't take back, and there's no way it can be undone. I want to say something, but Rin forbade me from doing so. I can't even begin to guess what she's thinking, but I'm feeling the pressure of her lightness on me. compelling me to break the silence without saying the thing I most want to say. To my horror, I find that I can't find any way to start a conversation. It's as if I've completely lost the ability to speak with her. Just keep working if you're in the middle of something. Just sit down here. Rin nods wordlessly at me and picks up the brush on the floor with her toes and with her right foot. I sink into a worn-out sofa, picking up a book from my bag and opening it to where I stopped last night. Can't really concentrate on it, but it's better than doing nothing. The two of us are so close to each other, together in the same room even. Yet we're both off doing our own thing as if we were miles apart. Can't help but wonder about this unnatural situation. Okay. Fact time. If you are... sorry, I need to stretch a little bit. If you're, with your significant other, right? You shouldn't feel awkward. Okay, I mean, obviously they're not significant others at the moment. They are separate. She just said no. But in the context of a significant other, if you're sitting down reading a book on your laptop, whatever the fuck. Sorry, the camera's over here. It's all over here. Okay. If you're sitting on your laptop doing whatever the fuck and she's over there painting and there's no words, that's okay, Hisao. He has a real problem with silence and he thinks that it's wrong. You're supposed to want to be silent with the person, right? That's just a comfort thing. So it's not unusual to be so close as people and together in the same room and not want to be talking. I think that's weird that you're acting like this. Why did I come here? Because she asked me to yesterday, of course. However, it looks like there's absolutely no need for me to be here, actually. Maybe she wants you to, sir. It makes me feel awkward at first, but as I recall previous silences, I've quietly passed with Rin. That's right. Maybe I've talked about that before, actually. I don't remember. I've been playing Rin's story for a few weeks now, maybe in months. I settled down and tried to tune in that same comfortable mood I was in back then. Time stretches, then slows down. The pages of my book rustle each time I turn them, and maybe half an hour, or one at the most, Rin breaks the silence, to my complete surprise. Hisao. Yeah? Are you my friend? It's an echo of yesterday. Damn, that hurts. I know it. So even Rin couldn't just push it aside from her mind. Caught off guard, I answer honestly. I don't... Yeah, of course I am. Don't worry about stuff like that. Come on. Okay. She doesn't say anything further. I feel happy somehow. Okay. Several chapters later, I mark my spot, close the book, and put it away in my bag. Getting up from the sofa, I see that Rin's made considerable progress in her painting. I take a look at it for a bit. It's still not quite finished, I suppose. Looks great. Don't, bro. That's bad luck. It's bad luck to comment on unfinished paintings. Yeah. After that, I quietly leave the studio and catch the bus, taking me back to school. That was a short one. That was really weird.